opinions, and positions expressed in this podcast called Mood Food are in no way the views, opinions, and positions of the Department of the Air Force, Department of Defense, United States government, including resources listed today.
Hi everyone, I'm your host for Mood Food Podcast, Jason Gordon, and we are delighted to have you along with us. It's Wednesday, November the 11th. It's a holiday, Veterans Day. Thanks to all of the veterans out there that have served our country and made that sacrifice. Today, we're going to kind of give everyone a history lesson about Veterans Day, give you a couple of quotes, read a review, and we'll close up shop here for today's episode. Thanks to each and every one of you that you are subscribing to us, you're liking us, you're following us, we're hearing from you, you're sending in those emails. We love hearing from you. Keep that up. It's very encouraging. Coming up later on this month too, I want to do an episode and have everyone create a gratitude list because we've had a crazy storm of a 2020, right? And things may not have gone your way, things are going your way, or you might be stuck right there in the middle. And sometimes that can kind of get us hung up on focusing too much on what's going wrong in our lives. So I want to make sure that we kind of change that focus back and flip it to where I want you to make a gratitude list and record it and then email it to us at moodfoodpodcast@gmail.com. We'll put it on the show. I would love to have a show specifically dedicated to folks out there verbalizing what they're thankful for. People need to hear it. We're all going to have something different, and I think that people need to hear it to change that focus back on things that are going right. Someone else out there probably has it worse than us many times, but there's a lot of things going on. So I want us to try to focus on the positive because it really does help us have more positive outcomes. If you focus on the negative, you're going to have those negative outcomes. Not healthy, doesn't lead to a happy, healthy life. All right, so enough preaching there. All right, so today's episode is about Veterans Day. And so Veterans Day is not the same, believe it or not, as Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a time to remember those who gave their lives for our country, particularly in battles or have passed away from the wounds they suffered in the battle. Veterans Day honors all of those who have served in the country or in war here and abroad. Dead or alive, although it's largely intended to thank living veterans for sacrifices. It was originally called Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I. November the 11th, 1918 was largely considered the end of the war to end all wars and dubbed Armistice Day. In 1926, Congress officially recognized it as the end of the war, and in 1938, it became officially a holiday, primarily a day to set aside to honor veterans of World War I. But then World War II happened, and then the Korean War happened. So on June 1st, 1954, at the urging of veterans service organizations, Congress amended the commemoration yet again by changing the word Armistice Day to veterans, so they would honor American veterans of all wars. For a while, Veterans Day, that date changed, and it got very confusing for everyone. So Congress signed the Uniform Holiday Bill in 1968 to ensure that a few federal holidays, including Veterans Day, would be celebrated on a Monday. Now, officials hoped it would spur travel and other family activities over long weekends, which would put more money into the economy. Seems like it's always about the money, right? But for some inexplicable reason, the bill set Veterans Day commemorations for the fourth Monday of every October. And in October 25th, 1971, the first Veterans Day under the new bill was held. We're not sure why it took 3 years to implement. I can tell you why. But not surprisingly, there was a lot of confusion about the change, and many states were unhappy, choosing to continue to recognize the day as previously had in November. Within a few years, it became pretty apparent that most U.S. citizens wanted to celebrate Veterans Day when it was supposed to be celebrated, November the 11th, since that's a very historic time. So on September 20th, 1975, President Gerald Ford signed another public law, 94 Tac 97, which returned the annual observance to its original date starting in 1978. Other countries celebrate Veterans Day as well. World War I was a multinational effort, so it makes sense that our allies also wanted to celebrate their veterans on November the 11th. The name of the day and types of commemorations, they differ from country to country, of course. Canada and Australia both call it Remembrance Day, and they do celebrate it on November the 11th, and Great Britain calls it Remembrance Day as well. Veterans today, let's bring it back to the United States. I'm going to give you some stats here, and I was taken away by the number of people that have actually served in our armed forces. The military men and women who serve and protect the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are parents, children, grandparents, friends, neighbors, and co-workers, and are an important part of their communities. Here are some facts about the veteran population here in the United States. 18.2 million living veterans served during at least one war as of 2018. 9% of veterans are women. 7 million veterans served during the Vietnam War. 3 million veterans have served in support of the war on terrorism. Of the 16 million Americans who served during World War II, about almost 500,000 were still alive in 2018. Connecticut was home to the highest percentage of World War II veterans as of 2018, about 7.1%. 2 million veterans served during the Korean War, and as of 2017, the top 3 states with the highest percentage of veterans were Alaska, Maine, and Montana. Whew, it's cold in a lot of those areas, right? So we're gonna let Othel take over real quick, and I hope you enjoyed this little quick history lesson on Veterans Day. If you know someone out there, thank them for their sacrifice and for their service, because they have served their country well and allowed us to have the liberties and the freedoms that we celebrate today. So Othel, give us a good review today, and then when we come back, we will read a couple of quotes, close out today's show. So Othel, take it away, sir.
Today, I'm going to be reading a review posted by Taj C 2240, and it states, Mood Food. Wow, love these discussions and conversations. Thank you for all that you do, Jason, and thank you to the people and guest speakers you bring on. We want to thank Taj C 2240 for the great review. If you would like your review read on an episode of Mood Food, please email your comments to moodfoodpodcast@gmail.com or leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for tuning in.
And thank you, Othel, for reading today's review. These quotes here, I was kind of digging around. There's so many out there, but these 2 quotes right here stuck out the most to me. So I hope they are impactful to you today. Some people live an entire lifetime and wonder if they have ever made a difference in the world. A veteran doesn't have that problem. President Ronald Reagan stated that. Happy Veterans Day. John F. Kennedy spoke and said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Thank you so much for taking time to join us, and I hope that each and every one of you will have a great rest of your week. Please don't forget, let us hear from you. Email us your recordings for the gratitude list. It doesn't have to be fancy. No cussing, please, no cussing. But just let us hear from you. Let us know what you're grateful for, and we'd be happy to put that on the air. All right, everyone. I hope that you finish out the week strong. Thank you for taking time to tune in on Veterans Day today. Stay strong, stay healthy, and we appreciate you so much. Until the next episode of Mood Food Podcast, I'm your host, Jason Gordon, signing off for today. We'll see you next week, everybody. God bless you. Be safe. Take care.